What if I tell you that MrBeast is not the biggest YouTuber, but the biggest trader that the world has ever seen? Most people know him as the richest YouTuber, someone whose net worth is over $1 billion. But what if I tell you that he's more of a trader than a YouTuber? Before understanding why Jimmy or MrBeast is the best trader, first let's talk about the net worth of MrBeast. This video is made for educational purposes only. Trading and investing involve market risk. This channel will not be responsible for any profits or losses. As of early 2026, MrBeast has an estimated net worth of around $2.5 to $2.6 billion. And no, this isn't just YouTube ad money. The real reason behind this massive number is its majority ownership in Beast Industries, a company that's valued at over $5 billion. Because MrBeast owns more than 50% equity, his personal on-paper wealth alone crosses the $2.5 billion mark. Now, different outlets report different figures. Some platforms focus only on his yearly income, which was estimated around $85 million in 2025, but that number doesn't capture the full picture. Because MrBeast isn't just a creator anymore, he's a business empire. Every year, his ecosystem generates $600 to $700 million in revenue. This comes from YouTube ads, brand deals, merchandise, and food brands like Feastables, which alone accounts for a huge chunk of his income. In 2023, Beast Industries made $223 million. By 2024, projections jumped to $700 million, showing explosive growth in just 1 year. A major turning point came in 2025 when a funding round pushed the company's valuation to $5.2 billion. That single event reshaped every estimate of MrBeast's wealth. Before we move further, if you want to trade in crypto, the link to open your trading account is given in the description. If you use our link, you'll also get a 2000 worth Adirah AI subscription absolutely free. To claim that, make sure you fill out the Google form link in the description. Don't skip this if you're serious about trading smarter. Now, let's talk about why he should be seen as the biggest trader in the world. Every trader begins with limited capital and incomplete information. MrBeast's early YouTube career was no different. He had no money, no audience, no protection from failure. When he uploaded a video in which he counted to 100,000, he placed everything he had on a single assumption that people would stay.
Screw it. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This was not entertainment in the traditional sense. It was a position taken without a hedge. If viewers clicked away, the trade failed. Time, effort, and credibility would be lost, but viewers stayed. Not because the content was dynamic, but because curiosity overcame boredom. In trading terms, this was the first confirmation that the market, human attention, rewarded endurance and commitment more than polish. That trade closed in profit, not in dollars, but in proof that risk, when framed correctly, could outperform safety. In trading, a stop loss is a point at which you accept that a trade is not working. You don't wait for emotions. You don't hope. You decide in advance that if the price reaches a certain level, you exit. Traders use a stop loss for one simple reason. One bad trade should never be allowed to destroy the entire account. You can be wrong many times and still survive, as long as losses are controlled. A stop loss does not mean the trader was wrong about the market. It only means that his specific entry or setup did not work. Now, this connects directly to MrBeast. When some of his high-budget video didn't perform the way he expected, he didn't quit YouTube or abandon content creation. He stopped investing money into that specific idea. The spending stopped, the format was dropped, the learning was kept. That is exactly how a stop loss works. He exited the losing setup, not the main trade. The main trade, building attention and scale on YouTube, remained open. That is why, even after losing tens of millions of dollars, he could continue and grow. The losses were contained at the idea level, not allowed to damage the entire system. This way of thinking is very close to how professional traders survive long term. As his channel grew, MrBeast did not eliminate risk. He learned to manage it. Videos such as last to leave the sucker wins or last to take their hands off the car cables keep it appears generous, but they are disciplined in structure. The maximum loss is defined before the video begins. The maximum gain, however, is undefined. This mirrors professional trading. A skilled trader knows exactly how much they are willing to lose before entering a position, but allows profit to expand freely. In these challenges, nothing happens for long periods. Viewers wait, contestants wait, and tension accumulates. When the first person quits, volatility enters. The entire emotional structure of the video shifts. Just as in financial market, once a key level breaks, exits accelerate. MrBeast did not wait for volatility. He designed conditions where volatility was inevitable. No professional trader survives by betting on a single asset. Diversification isn't optional, but it's survival. MrBeast understands this better than most hedge funds. While people think his entire wealth comes from YouTube, YouTube is just one asset in a much larger portfolio. He spreads risk across platforms, formats, and businesses, ensuring that even if one stream underperforms, the systems continue to compound. YouTube is his primary market, not his only one. He earns from YouTube long-form videos, short and algorithmic bonus pools, brand integrations baked directly into content, merchandising, funnels attached to videos. But here's the key point. He monetizes attention whenever it moves. At one point, even a single viral video posted on X reportedly generated millions of impressions and direct payouts, providing that his leverage isn't platform dependent, it's attention dependent. At times, MrBeast deliberately increased apparent randomness, coin flips, sudden eliminations, and irreversible decisions to introduce binary outcome, win or lose, nothing in between. To a casual viewer, this seems reckless. To a trader, it is calculated. The randomness is not a flaw, it is the product. Humans are neurologically drawn to uncertainty. The same reason people watch final penalty kicks, market crashes, or all-in-one poker hands is the reason these videos perform. The outcome is unknown and therefore irresistible. In these scenarios, MrBeast is not risking money for money, he is risking certainty for engagement. Even when money is lost inside the video, attention is gained outside it. The trade remains profitable. When MrBeast speaks about his early years, one thing becomes clear. Comfort was never part of the plan. Social life, holidays, and balance were traded away for focus.
Tell me, what have you sacrificed in order to reach where you are? What's your number one, like the biggest sacrifice you've made for the success you've gotten?
I gotta process that one for a minute. What sacrifices have I made to get here? I mean everything.
In trading language, this is opportunity cost. Every serious trader pays it. Time spent elsewhere is time not spent refining edge. While most people seek balance, traders seek consistency. MrBeast relocated his life capital toward one objective and allowed everything else to remain secondary. That kind of sacrifice isn't emotional, it's strategic. At scale, his project required unprecedented resources. Massive funding came in, but so did massive spending. Money was deployed aggressively, and he did not hesitate even when the numbers look uncomfortable. From a trader's lens, this is conviction-based position sizing. Elite traders don't protect capital emotionally, they deploy it rationally. When the asymmetric upside is clear, they increase exposure. MrBeast treated funding not as something to preserve, but as risk capital meant to expand dominance. That mindset separates retail thinking from institutional thinking.
So that show, obviously Amazon paid a lot for, but I also lost a lot of money filming it.
Losses are inevitable when operating at that scale. MrBeast has openly acknowledged losing enormous sums along the way. In trading, this is known as a drawdown. Drawdowns are not a signal to quit. They are a signal that you are playing a real game. Every profitable trade experiences periods where the system bleeds before it pays. The difference lies in response. He absorbed the losses, adjusted, and stayed in the market. That's professional behavior. Every trader eventually faces a moment where risk and opportunity align perfectly. For MrBeast, that moment was the recreation of Squid Game. The budget ran into millions. The production was complex. The reputational risk was enormous. Failure would not have been private. It would have been public and permanent. But market timing was precise. Public interest in Squid Game was at its peak. Emotional attachment was high. Demand was already proven. Entering at that moment was not luck. It was execution. The result was one of the largest payoffs in YouTube history. That single trade did not just generate profit, it funded future risk. Just as a successful leverage trade can redefine a trader's career, this video redefined the scale at which MrBeast could operate. As the channel grew, MrBeast faced a paradox. Playing it safe became the greatest danger. In a attention market, safety leads to invisibility. Extreme ideas, when managed properly, lead to dominance. This is why he still takes very risky trades. Not because he is careless, but because volatility is the currency of attention. Low volatility produces predictable outcomes. High volatility creates asymmetry. Small risk with the potential for massive culture shifting rewards. Professional traders understand this. Market do not reward comfort, they reward courage combined with control. Despite outward success, MrBeast has spoken about feeling low and emotionally drained at times. Yet execution never stopped.
Well, the thing is, here's the problem. Like, if my mental health was a priority, I wouldn't be as successful as I am. I mean, that's just like a sad fact. Being able to consistently suffer over long periods is like arguably one of the deepest modes. Like, there's a reason no one makes videos like me.
This is where trading psychology becomes brutally true. Trading does not require happiness. It requires emotional stability. The best traders execute even when motivation fades. They don't rely on excitement, they rely on systems. MrBeast demonstrated the same principle, separate emotional state from operational discipline. So these are the reasons why MrBeast can be seen not just as the biggest YouTuber, but as the biggest trader in the world. If this perspective helps you see success differently, make sure to subscribe for more videos like this. Keep thinking long term, keep taking smart risks, and keep showing up, because that's how real compounding happens. Thank you.